Welcome, welcome, one and all. It is Chanda Sparkle, Starseed Mentor, Evolutionary Astrologer, Death Doula, Minister, hanging out with you guys every single Tuesday night right here on Facebook and YouTube. How about those energies? You know, I kind of feel like I'm a broken record. I keep saying the same thing every week. These energies are just a lot, are they not? Whoa. So, tonight, welcome on in, get yourself a beverage, hang out, slap me up on your big screen, but follow along in the chat on YouTube and Facebook. Now remember, if you're on TikTok or you're on Facebook and you want to get involved with the amazing Sparkle Tribe, they're all in the chat on YouTube. Those links are posted all over the place. Just look for one of my posts on Facebook. And the link here for TikTok, that's also right there in the description. So we're going to, and I think this got to come over a little. I'm sorry. I'm not even kidding. I almost didn't make it to this week's Astrology Live. So we're going to do astrology. We're going to talk about the space weather a little bit. And we're going to talk about the Arcturians being involved with this supermoon. This is the largest, most close to the Earth moon that we'll have all year in Aries. And it's conjoined to a whole slew, including Eris, the way far out there planet that was discovered back in 2005. Yeah, the warrior of discord. Eris is exactly with this moon, along with a few others. We're going to look at that chart and break all of that down. And I've also brought in the Arcturians. They've been coming through quite strong in multiple sessions this past weekend and last week. And you know, I'd already had the chart done and had it saved in my computer. And they said, you need to go back and recheck the Aries moon. I said, all right. So I went back and rechecked, and there it was. I'm like, oh gosh, how did I forget that? Arcturus is exactly, and I mean exactly, across the sky with the sun in Libra. So no wonder they've been coming through. You know, it's always revealed to us, isn't it? It always is revealed to us. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Please double tap that screen for me if you will. Would love to have you join the Sparkle Chat Tribe over on YouTube. Please pop on over. We have a big giveaway, and we do this giveaway every single month for almost 4 years now. Our sponsor, Sandra Isis, sending her so much love and healing. Let's all send love and healing to Sandra, who went through a little bit of a medical procedure today. So positive energy to our beautiful sponsor Sandra, as she is in recovery. But we have got to give away. We got a big giveaway. Where is that giveaway? Well, y'all seen it before. It's Ouija socks, tarot cards. I think there's 5 or 6 stones. There are a total of 5 different alchemy oil blends. Here, I can show you this up on the screen. Let's do that really quick. You're going to get a quick sneak peek here of the cards for tonight. And I'm just going to show you up on the screen. Where is it? Where is it? There you go. This is one of her latest products, which I have been giving to the clients because it's so great. It's called the Great Pumpkin Spirit Oil. It has all this wonderful goodness in it. And then she also has the Lumerian Crystal Mind in there, pure frequency oil, all oil, light, frequency coated with sacred geometry. This stuff is powerhouse. I've been using both of these, and they're really, really good. So you're going to get those, as well as about 3 or 4 of her others. We've got multiple bracelets in this package. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, I make these soaps that are Lumerian coated with Lumerian crystal in the center, monatomic gold for EMF blocking, as well as my hand alchemized selenite, which is fairy dust. All of this goodness with the most highest grade of essential oils. It's an inflammation fighter, as well as it's like just an overall smudge. Like if you can't take a bath, you want one of my bars. You want one of my Lumerian liquid light bars, because it's the bomb. Like, it totally will change your energy field. I had to do it myself today because I was having a hard time. I was really having a hard time getting moving. I was having a hard time, but that happens to me a lot before I know I'm about to give a big astrological translation and channeling, because it's just like, they're like, lay it down. And I was glad I did, because I received a lot of messages about humanity. And yeah, we'll get into that here in just a few as well. So, astrology, tarot, space weather, the Sabian symbol for the Aries full moon, and how fitting it is. It's so fitting. It's just amazing. These Sabian symbols always seem to fit the energies that we're dealing with in the world, you know. And then we'll do some cards for the collective. There will be no elemental card reads at this time. If I do have a wild hair and decide to get on maybe over the weekend or something, I might do that. But it's no guarantees. As of after this, I am on vacation, other than a couple of clients that I'm honoring their sessions until Sagittarius season. So this is it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to pop on. It doesn't mean that when I'm traveling, I'm not going to jump on and say hi. But most likely, it's just going to be on my YouTube channel or on my TikTok, because those are the two that I like to go live on. So if you're on Facebook, be sure that you followed me on those, and I'll be popping in. When I'm traveling, I like to pop in and say what's going on with the energies and just say hi. So, but as far as the big show here that we do each Tuesday, that's going to be starting up when we hit Sag. So, yay! I need this time. I'm a double Scorpio, so I'll just start with that. You know, when your sun is returning after going around the entire zodiac to the place where you were born, that is when you start to kind of get tired. You really want to come within. You just kind of want to escape and leave. You feel kind of heavy, and you just gotta take a pause, you know. And in fact, I coined the month of October Opt Out October. And boy, are we not seeing a lot of things up in the matrix that we could totally opt out of, right? That doesn't mean we hide or we don't continue. It does mean that we have to remind ourselves that we have the choice. We have the choice to say, no, this is not for me. This is not something that I am willing to plug in. You're just like you're an appliance, you're a computer. What are you plugging into? You know, you've got to pay attention to that. All right, so what I want to do real quick is I want to give you a visual. Now, remember on TikTok, all the visuals, the chart, I've got some Arcturian art that I'm going to put up over here. I do AI art, by the way, from the visions that I'm receiving. And I do the best to get it as close as possible. And boy, do I have a vision of the Arcturian that came through this past week that I've never seen this kind of being. That was pretty amazing. So definitely come over to the YouTube channel so you can see all of that. Yes, she just listed my number. Thank you, Tammy Lynn, my dear sister, 717. There's my numbers right there, 711 or 1117. Those ones and sevens have been my numbers all of my life. So thank you. It was the first one that caught my eye. That's so cool. Yeah, collective read, we're using some very interesting, different type of cards. It's going to come towards the end of the broadcast. So let's go ahead and pull us up full screen here. Remember, this is an Aries supermoon, initiation, transmutation, as Venus ingresses Sagittarius, all right? This is a big, okay, so it's almost like an eclipse energy. And I'm going to explain to you why when we get to the chart. Okay, but first things first, I must say hi to everybody, and then we're going to do the drawing for the giveaway. Well, I've already done the drawing. I've already got the name, and I have it written down over there somewhere. And yeah, very, very excited about the winner. So Donna Lewis is here. She says, please like and subscribe. And everyone's in the house. What's up? Troy Wood, thank you for being here, brother. So happy that you're here. Yes, yes. Amy Jones is excited to be here. Y'all show some love to the mods for the moderators coming in. Thank you. Annette Chastain, my dear sister here. I know. Yeah, the crazy energies, aren't they? Yeah, anxious. She says, anxious to see who wins the big prize, says Kelly's Corner. Yeah, that's a big prize. It's a $400 value. You're going to also get a session with Sandra Isis, and she is extremely lit and has been since birth. She has a real interesting background where she was basically used as a higher consciousness channel at a very young age. We're talking like 2-3 years old to 6 years old. Out of Sedona, and that's a whole story that I'm not going to tell, but you can check out that story right here on Chanda Sparkles Astrology YouTube, which is Cosmic Convo. It'll be Sandra Isis Cosmic Convo. Very interesting young lady. I just love her so much. Lynn says, I'm not sure if I will make all of the live, but I'm sharing to my Facebook. Thank you. I think that's fabulous. We appreciate you, and we love our time travelers that come back and watch the YouTube later, because you know what? Every bit of it counts and helps along this collective channel to get out to those who need it. Please minimize me real quick and hit the thumbs up if you haven't. That also helps us to get our channeling out to others. Julie E is in the house. Hi, sweetie. Nice to see you here. Nikki Y'all Photography down in Rockport, Texas. That's right. Let us know where you're tapping in from. Tammy Lynn. Yay. And I see more of you now. Remember, no matter where you're at on Facebook or YouTube, I see all of your comments, but sometimes I get going in the channel and I don't catch everything. So if there's like something important, put it in all caps so that it really grabs my attention. We have Sandy here. Greetings all. We'll be on and off. That's all good. Preparing for the freeze. Oh, up in Illinois. Yeah. So we are in the fall months. So this is the time that everything's slowly starting to die away, right? Gonna have to bring your plants in. Gonna have to gather the last harvest. Anything that you can, can or save or dehydrate, this is the time to do it. Now, of course, down here in Texas, I think we're still in the 90s. I'm real far south Texas, though. I'm on Padre Island, Corpus Christi, Texas. And I'm just grateful that like the highs are like mid 80s, low 80s. And so it's just so, when I step outside at night, I'm just like, oh, thank you. Thank you for the cool weather, because it's so hot. This summer was so hot. I'm so grateful. So grateful for the cool weather. Jamie Lynn, Galactic Spirit Mayan Insights. Yes, our Mayan queen is in the house, and you want to make sure that you subscribe to her YouTube. She does daily updates, all of the stuff. Go check it out. Mayan calendar in the house. Yes. Miriam, whoop, whoop. Thanks for being here. And I'm not trying to pass over any more of you. If I have, I'm very, very sorry. But I really need to get moving on the giveaway. I'm just making sure that I am. Yes, Kelly's Corner's got it right there. No elemental readings. Yes, almost a Scorpio birthday time, 11/17. I'm more of a third decan Scorpio, so I'm towards the end. And I've got a lot of Sagittarius, so I kind of always like celebrate whenever, because I'm a Scorpio rising, and that's at 9.37 degrees. So basically 10 degrees right on the cusp is my rising. And so I normally start to feel a little bit better once I get past that rising. I can feel like some momentum coming through my rising, as though, you're rising again. Where your rising sign sits is where the sun was rising at the moment that you were born. That degree placement is so important. So like anytime it comes around, celebrate your renewal of your ascension on the rising sign. Okay. Now, my Scorpio sun, Scorpio rising aren't too far apart, but it is more down, at 25 degrees, 26 when you round it up, because you're always rounding up, right? And so normally by Sagittarius season, I'm feeling pretty good, especially with my Mercury being there early in Sag and my Neptune in the first house in Sag. So, but I ain't gonna lie, this Aries moon, I'm an Aries moon. I'm done with the Aries moon. I don't need this Aries moon. It needs to move on. I got my Aries round cup out tonight for you guys. I get these made by a lady here in South Texas, Bodies of Wood. She's also got a TikTok, I do believe, but she does incredible work. If you're wanting to get yourself one, I always want to give her a plug because she really does do some, and not just this. I've got art all over the place in the house from her, and really good artist, really different, and she's intuitive. And she's a Virgo, so she's on it. All right, let's go. Hey, Sandras in the house. Please pop over to YouTube and watch me from YouTube. I sure appreciate it. Everybody that's on Facebook, please pop over to the YouTube channel. Watch from the YouTube. Majority of the people are in the YouTube majority of people in Facebook, come over to YouTube. TikTok, come on over to YouTube. You're going to see a lot more on the screen. You're going to get to see everything that's going on. All right. And I would really like to just stop for a minute. Sandra McGillis is my psychic sister who's coming to see me next week. Yes. But she said 2 accidents this week. I banged my head and then I fell off the restaurant bench. Okay. So go ahead, everybody, if you want to, and list how many accidents, injuries, sudden disturbance, owies, cut the finger while you were, I heard I was cutting my celery for a salad and she dang near cut her whole finger off, I heard a lady. And then another client fell down the stairs. I almost fell down these stairs. And I've had multiple, like almost, but I've been real kind of like cautious because this sun being involved in home, like Mars square the sun. That's this whole, with this Pluto still kind of like, yeah, it's gone direct, but he really ain't moving. It's just so, there's just so much intensity. And unfortunately, it's going to have that kind of intensity for a while. It's going to be a minute. I'm, you know, it's just being extra careful with everything you do, like on alert. Oh, geez. Yeah. Gabriella from Vancouver is here. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, they are very intense energies. Good morning from Australia. Love you so much. Thank you, Marion, for being here. Yeah. Okay. Tribe Rainbow Fire, you're supposed to be on bed rest, lady. Okay, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Yes, M.E. Lear, thank you for being here, sir. So glad to have you. Okay, if you missed it, we're going to talk to the Arcturians. We're going to talk to the space weather. We're going to talk to the astrology. We're going to do a collective read. No elemental reads tonight. I might try to redo those later in the week. And I got a few things I'm going to show you on the YouTube. Okay, so let's get the winner. Let's get the winner of the $400 Sandra Isis Rainbow Tribe. Sandra Isis Tribe Rainbow. Hold on, let me pull it on up so I don't screw it up. There you go. She's got this wonderful, great pumpkin spirit oil. And there, right there, I want you to see it real good. I'm covering myself up so you can see everything right there. You can come back and screenshot it and you can head right on over with her code, okay? And everything, all her links are below. All right, here we go. Let me make sure. Yes, I'm so glad you're okay. Julie E says, knocked my shit on the underneath of the dashboard of my car, busy an hour ago. Yep. Accident prone, be careful. All right, so the winner for the $400 Sandra Isis Tribe Rainbow Fire, Natasha Bennett 6251. Yay! Yes, that's so cool, right? Awesome. I'm so excited for you. There you go. Natasha Bennett 6251 for the mods. Natasha Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. Natasha Bennett 6251. You are the winner. Get a hold of me. email me, or you can, if you have me on Facebook, you can go ahead and send me a little DM on Messenger, and I'll make sure and get your wonderful package to you from Sandra Isis. Okay, by the way, for Scorpio season, I am not doing a giveaway, but what I am doing is I'm making an offer that I don't often do, and that is I'm going to do, starting in the first of the year, not now, this is for you to schedule January, February, March, April, May. Most of my sessions are $130 a session. That's an hour and a half to 2 hour session, sometimes more, because I can't stop the channel and the guides until all of it's kind of like, you know, a massage therapist is working on your body. And if the body hasn't said to her, it's good, you know, she should continue. That's what kind of massage therapist I like. Well, I'm that same kind of a psychic, is until all the information is given, I'm not going to stop. But we try to keep it around an hour and a half. We can do these live or in person in the sound studio. And what I'm going to do, they're normally $130. I am going to make $100 sessions starting after the first, and I'm only going to do it for the first 10 people that email me. And you must email me, and you must say hashtag 25 sparkles. So that's it. So that's all you got to do when you email me. In the little, like, what do you call the title of the email, hashtag 25 sparkles. I haven't even put this out. This is just for y'all right here. So, and I'm giving $100 sessions. $100 sessions. I've never done it in my life. Never done it. But I know that I've had some people, you know, that are struggling. This is a horrible economy. This is tough. And it's hard to get in with me because I'm normally pretty booked up. Right now I'm only booking in December on, because everything in November, part of the December is gone. So get on in that. I don't do very often $100 sessions, and I'm only doing it for the first 10 people. Okay. And I'm using the number 10 because 10 is about completions, but it also is about beginnings. And I love it when you find number meanings. You know, there's a lot of number meanings that come when you're an astrologer. You got to look at the numerology, everything. There's a deeper code. We're going to dig deep, you know, and get to that deep underlining meaning of things. So there you go. Okay, cool. Yep, Tribe Rainbow Fire's got it. There you go. Hashtag sparkles. Don't forget the S. Hashtag sparkles in the title, because that's what I'm going to be looking for when I go check my email. And I'm only going to give the first 10 that email me this. And I haven't put it out. I'm going to put a post out probably later tonight or tomorrow. Okay, there we go. That's right. Hashtag sparkles. Hashtag sparkles. Woohoo! Congratulations, Natasha. I was really hoping she'd be here. Oh man, Natasha. Yes, I'm so cool. That's so cool, right? Yeah. Kelly said she's been feeling off balance. She fell in the living room a few days ago, but she didn't get hurt. That's good. That's good. Yeah, wacky energies, really wacky energies. It's like your equilibrium is off, and I'm going to talk to that right now. Okay, so we all know it's an Aries supermoon of initiation and transmutation. So you remember that little eclipse that we had way back when, 6 months ago, when the sun was in Aries? Yeah, remember that? Remember that big solar eclipse that we had that was conjoined to Chiron? Well, this is kind of like coming into the transmutation of whatever was seeded back then. Because remember, every solar eclipse is a new moon seeding with light, enigmatic light. We are becoming enlightened. The light shines from us, right? More and more each day. Okay, and then my guides just said, well, some of them, that is, because I'm just going to be honest, I've been in a very weird state of being, you know, and I've had to really work a little extra hard to pull myself up because I'm in this 12th house energy, and it's just like, I just want to sleep. I slept 12 hours yesterday. and I'm still tired. And it's not just tired, it's feeling foggy, it's feeling unclear, it's feeling like you really, your mind isn't so clear. Plus Mercury, just entering into Scorpio, I think that's going to help us a little bit. I know it's going to help me. But Venus entering into Sag on this Thursday is definitely going to be a better feeling, and Venus handles how we feel about others and how we relate, and our magneticism, how we magnetically attract abundance to us, our beautifications processes, and all of that's shifting. The moon is our emotional, but it's our mundane day-to-day reality. So the moon changes every 2.5 days. You have a different kind of emotional, mundane undercurrent, if you will, to the energy that you're dealing with, right? So, it's just been a kind of, and I've heard a lot of the collective call, and just been doing a lot. I did a lot of candle work this weekend, and I've just really been sending love to the collective, because there's so many that are losing their lives, like their incarnation has come to an end, and there's many that are in the middle of transitioning. The doctors and the nurses are very busy right now, so remember to keep all doctors and nurses and healers in your prayers, because they're very, very busy right now. And with this kind of a moon, they'll be even more busy. I was just telling my doctor, who's here on the island, he's so cool. He's an amazing doctor. I don't have insurance, so I pay him a set amount, and I can text him and say, this is going on. And then I could go in and see him that day, or I could just walk across the street, because he lives across the street from me, and he was saying that, because he also does ER work, and he was saying they were having more accidents into the hospital than he's seen in a long time. And I was like, yeah, it's this week, this moon, this energy is just quite a bit. So with the space weather, so the thing is, with the space weather, we've had, of course, some low, like M1, M2, M3. Those are kind of lower class solar flares. They're not like C's, which is the lowest, but we haven't had any X flares as of yet. The last time we started to have X flares is when you and I all got together right here, and we started shooting the energy through the roof. But we've been in a photon storm. I did that research today, because I was like, something else is going on here. And it's like photon, and the SR, Schumann resonance, is lifted. So it's kind of like the planet has just got an extra layer of plasma of this photon type of radiation. It's kind of like all of those electromagnetic energies from all of those auras, the aurora borealis that we've been seeing, all of that has kind of plasmed. Okay, so what's left over from that has literally got our planet energetically vibrating, because it's all around, right, in the atmosphere. So I wanted to show you, I have this little thing that I've found. Where's it at? There it is. Okay, here we go. And then I'm going to half screen this real quick. Okay, so check this out. So you can see here, I'm going to make it even a little more bigger. So you can see here, this is the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and then we have the asteroid belt, and that's where Ceres resides, okay? And then you have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, and then Pluto and Charon. So right here is the Kuiper belt. Okay, so you have the asteroid belt here, and then to go way, way far out here, and then you have the Kuiper belt, which has Haumea and Makemake and Osedna. But this is an older map, so if you kept going out here past Sedna, you would have Ceres, which is the goddess of discord. Okay, so what I also want to show you is, in case you missed it, everybody on TikTok and everybody on Facebook, please come over to the YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let me find it. It was right here handy. There it is. So Eris is the goddess of discord. This is the AI art vision that I have of her today. So the story of Eris, she is exact with this Aries full moon. Okay, she's exactly right there in Aries. She's way out there past Pluto. You think Pluto is deep, dark transformation? She's 10 times more. Okay, but she does it in a manner of for the betterment. So you can think of being a young kind of like nerdy middle school girl that was picked on, or it always kind of felt a little bit awkward. Carrie would be a perfect example. I don't know, I'm showing my age here, but there's a movie called Carrie, that kind of situation. She doesn't, and this is the main key word with her, violence. She has no problem with violence. And she'd do it without getting caught. She's very smart, very wise, very keen. So one of the stories, there's multiple myths, but the one that I like is, okay, so she went to a big wedding, okay? Zeus, all the gods and goddesses were there, uninvited. See, they didn't invite her. She was that girl that's kind of unliked because she was the bully. But you know what? Those bullies, they often be like that because they've been treated like that. So I have a little bit different of an idea of Ceres. And Ceres being so far out, way far out there, I feel like she has like the back door to our shadow consciousness in order to open up and break open everything that is needed within each of us to rise in our frequency, to rise through these challenges, because we are going to have challenges now, definitely through the end of November. December starts to lighten up a little, but not a lot, but some. But this is it. This is the thick of it. I've been saying since the beginning of the year, last half of the year is the year that's going to be more extreme. So we just have to kind of get through it and do our best. But this is the goddess Eris. And what she did, she went to this wedding and she threw the apple onto the table. It was a golden apple. And it said, "For the fairest." She threw it on the table. And of course, I think it was Venus, Aphrodite, and there was another one, I can't remember, but there's 3 goddesses. They all fought and started this huge fight, right? And Zeus was like, no, we ain't gonna have all this. By the way, Zeus is Jupiter, right? In our planets. It's like, we ain't having all this fighting. Hey, human, come on over here and pick which one is the fairest and who wins the golden apple. And of course, the human was like, no, man, I don't want to be the one. But of course, that's how it was. And so each of them offered him something. And he went with Venus because she, could offer him love and beauty and companionship and all of that. And so he left. Well, then there was this big fight to get her back. Okay? And you know what that fight was? It was Troy. So basically, Ceres is the goddess who was just walked into the wedding that she wasn't invited, just smiling, for the fairest, tosses it, starts all this commotion, and ends up being a big spark of the Trojan War. The Trojan War with Achilles and all that. So, that was kind of interesting. That she can also find empathy for her own situations. She's kind of the bully that's hurt, and we all need to rise out of that. And so this is what's being initiated, is to transmute the energy that began back in whatever it is for you. It could be an illness, it could be a work, it could be a family thing. Lots of family stuff going on with Mars in Cancer. starting to slow down to go retrograde. It could be many things, but there's this edge and there's this, I'm going to get mine at all costs, violence included if needed, kind of energy. Now, I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm just saying this is what it's saying. Okay? So that's what we got. I also want to bring in the Arcturians, but I feel like that's going to come after we get through this astrology or during maybe. Okay. I got it. Okay. So let's go ahead and read the Sabian symbol and get that done. Why'd I do that? There we go. So the Sabian symbol, if you didn't know what that is, that's like a psychic meaning back in the day, written by Dane Rudyard and channeled by Elsie Wheeler. This is a very old book. These are psychic meanings to each degree, because each degree has its meaning, and they're very proven. They always seem to fit, and this one sure does. Troy said, I have a grand trine with my moon, Eris, and Ceres in the air signs. Wow, very cool. Now, remember, a trine is good. That's going to flow. That's going to help you. That's going to help you to fight for what you want in life. And that's, if you're going to have, everybody's got Aries. Everybody's got Eris in Aries. Everybody's got that somewhere in there because it's such a long transit. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of clearing. This is the book that I'm reading from, if any of you want to get it. Okay, so Aries at 25 degrees. This moon is at 24 degrees point minutes, right? But we round it up every time. So we're looking at 25 degrees of Aries. The key, it's called a double promise. The key word is sensibility. The theme, on the other hand. So on the other hand, you know, get it? It's crazy. This symbol speaks to duplication, two-ness, as in the number two, two-ness and everything that two represents. It also speaks to resourcefulness in finding options or alternatives. The image of a double promise alludes to choice. And here the choice is between two options that hold equal promise. The emphasis on duality highlights the fact that everything in life has both a literal and a symbolic value, and that every option open to an individual can be viewed in the terms of its inner or subjective value, what it means to the individual, and its outer objective value, what it means to others. The positive, at the highest, this symbol represents flexibility, the capacity to see both sides of an issue, and a talent for getting all things and people to cooperate and to work together in harmony. The negative is duplicity and trickery, and the trickery is at work, I tell you. The opportunity here, your greatest advantage lies in looking at both sides of an issue, carefully weighing the pros and cons and examining the alternatives. The risk here is guard against making a decision too quickly. Don't accept things at face value. They may not be what they appear to be. Your stepping stones. And finally, duality, choice, alternatives, equality, cooperation, assurance, literal and symbolic meanings, inner and outer, visible and invisible. And to even make that more juicy, to make that even more juicy, so there's also a thing called astrology, symbology, for the numerology. Okay, so which means certain degrees in every sign are assigned to that sign. And number 24, because this is at 24 degrees, I think 36, I can't remember exactly right now, but I'll look at it in the chart. 24 is a Piscean number, okay? And Pisces is prisons, hospitals, injuries, getting sick and dying, leaving the body, higher consciousness evolution, going out of the body, astral travel, escapism, drugs and alcohol, all of it. It's going on trips, going on vacation, traveling is also a Piscean thing, but it's very much in a ethereal way, okay? Whereas Sagittarius and Gemini are kind of like us humans in the world traveling. Maybe Sagittarius is saying, I'm going way over here to Europe, or I'm going way on the opposite side of the world, or whatever. And Gemini is more about, I'm just going to stick around in my state, my province. I'm going to stay in my community. I'm not going to go too far. This Pisces energy is really shooting us up and out the body. This is really shooting us out around ourselves, really bringing in all aspects of self, bringing in all timelines converging on top of each other as a background underlining energy to this almost eclipse, North Node of Fate full moon. Now, the North Node is not conjoined to this moon, but it is present, and it's towards its end of its journey. So you want to think back, what were you doing in April? What were you seeding in April? What was it you were beginning? Because whatever that is, you'll start to see over this next 6-month period, really kind of initiating over this next 2-week period to 4 until the next full moon, what's happening with all of that. Like, things will start to come into fruition of what's been happening with that big solar eclipse with Chiron. And Chiron is also conjoined with Eris and Juno, all to this full moon in Aries. This is a full moon of warrior initiative. This is a full moon of passions. It's about taking that step forward boldly. It's a bold sign, Aries, and it's the first. So sometimes it can be even a naive, bold energy. Trust me, I know it's Aries moon, and I'm grateful for it most of the time, because otherwise I don't know what I would do to keep myself going. I can somehow, and an Aries individual can somehow survive anything, can just keep going, keep pushing, keep going, through the injuries, and remember, Aries is about the head. So higher consciousness, crown chakra, the physical, the mouth, the ears, the nose, the throat. Really, the throat is more Gemini. But from here up, that's all Aries energy domain. So then we've been having all of these photonic storm that we're in now. And you've been getting the wah, 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 like the pressure in the head and stuff. You can use peppermint oil on the temples, third eye, and the moon center, right on the back of your head, at the top of the neck, the base of the skull. You'll feel a little lip in there. Put pressure. It'll help to relieve. It won't help everybody, but it has helped a bunch of people that I've talked to that have done it. So try it. If you start to get that head pressure that's just like, whoa, it will not go away, it'll help. It really will. Okay. These are a lot of accidents and injuries going on with this chart and this moon. Okay, so I want to give you a little glimpse before I go into this chart of the art that I've created here. Okay. Sorry. So we've got this one. So I want you to see this one, because they are here as a support. The Arcturians are here as a support. They're here to elevate us because they are us. Everybody has Arcturian somewhere. The original guardians that began our civilization came directly from Arcturus, from the Arcturians. this. Okay, this is my understanding. This is my understanding. This is just what I've been given. So I'm not trying to copy or see anybody else's stuff. In fact, if people send me stuff, channelers or astrologers, I really don't go and watch them or anything, because I try to keep my own clear. But they are, like, it's been really clear to me in multiple ways. They are coming through. And it was funny. One of them had a golden apple. And then they were the ones to tell me, go back and look again. Because a lot of time I don't always bring in all of the asteroids and all, the extras. I do here and there because I think it's interesting. It adds another layer of information for us to kind of base the cycle that we're in on cycles of the past. But we're still learning and evolving and understanding Ceres, because she was just discovered in 2005. But if she's way past Pluto, and Pluto is the lord of the underworld, she's also the sister to Mars. Ceres is. And the Arcturians told me to go and relook at the chart. I literally had to change a couple of people's charts and say, hold on, I got a new chart to send you, because I had to add Ceres. And then I was like, okay, and guess what? Where the sun is at, to the degree, is Arcturus. So this is a very strong, loving, powerful, supportive sense of being, and they could be bluish or they could be green. You could see them in different ways. This is kind of how I see them, robed in this gold and this blue. I've always kind of seen them in this like royal blue. But I also want to show you another piece of art here that I created, because where did it go? Here it is, this one. So this was hard to get. I think I worked on this for 2 hours trying to figure this out. So let me move this back a little bit so I can kind of see. You can see how their heads are elongated right here, okay? And inside here is the universe, okay? It's their universe, okay? So it's like literally when they came to me, it's like this was opened. It was normally they're just all, this was opened this time, and I could see like nebulas and galaxies and all of this stuff flowing through their head. And then they just immensely like enmeshed in an immense way. It was kind of like like when you're pushing, like when two things are just pushing at each other and there's nowhere to budge. But that was how it was. It was like, and that is where I am coming from with these beautiful beings that have come. They've been coming to me since 2020. But these beings, and how they have this openness to their brain, allowing the stream to flow. They are everything. Even though they identify themselves as separate, different beings, they are not. They are everything. And this is what we're learning to embrace, dear loves. We're learning to embrace everything, that we are everything. We are learning that separation is non-existent. And how do we learn that? Through upheaval, challenges, and total surrender. Total surrender. Total, just to everything that you ever were taught, to everything that you ever did know, to everything that's ever come through. Total surrender. Total surrender. Yeah. And then I have one more I'd like to show you. And I get emotional when they come through. It's like so much love and longing, that I feel. This one. So you see how they are both facing each other, but they both know they are each other. And everything is just known. It's just like the Lemurians. It's all just known. They didn't have to speak, and they didn't have fights. There was no chaos. It was utopian, beautiful societies, because everybody's heart worked in coherence with each other, So they knew what was needed. There was no reason to fight because everyone knew the absolute best possible outcome for their group, what they're traversing, what's going on, right? So just know that we are being heavily supported right now. And thank you. You can call on them, and they're loving beings. They love you so much. They're powerful. It's a powerful transmutation of what was. You know, we are the ones that must transmute it. We must do it. They cannot interfere, but they're there to support. So beautiful. All right, so there's the art that I did, and those are for sale as well. If anybody wants one, let me know. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I love them so much. Okay, now that we've had a little softening of beautiful Eris, Deborah says, I agree with total surrender. Coralie says, when the Arcturians visited me last year, my head felt like it was very open and long. My brain disappeared. It's very good. That's exactly, but this, for me, instead of opening, it was like a dense. It was just like, it's here and we're not moving, but flowing. It was just open and flowing. I'd never seen them like that before. And I literally immediately was like, I've got to create an AI art from this. And that was what came up after about, I don't know, it took a long time for me to figure that one out. So Arcturian support, we're in a photon storm. This is an Aries moon of transmutation that's based back from the Aries solar eclipse that was with Chiron that we just had this past April. To recap, for those of you just signing in, remember, if you are on Facebook, please come over to the YouTube, Chanda Sparkles Astrology YouTube, and everybody is there in, thank you, everybody is there in the Sparkle Chat tribe. Everybody on TikTok, come on over. Their head shape looks like some artifacts that have been found in Mexico. Oh, interesting. Well, send me those artifacts. I would like to see them. They might trigger some more memory code within me. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Please double tap the screen. We're about to show the chart on Chanda Sparkles Astrology if you'd like to come over and check that out or just hang out. Okay, here we go. Let's go look at this chart. And I will annotate some wisdom off in y'all. Okay, before I do, one more time, for anybody who didn't see it, okay, just understand that this is what we're looking at here. So see, from the sun all the way out past the Kuiper belt, okay, past the asteroid belt, past Sedna, it's past, that's where Eris is, way out there. So you got to think, these planets are way out there. That means they're way dark and mysterious to us, first of all. And Ceres is the goddess of discord. So that, involved with everything else, is just a lot. It is powerfully, it's great for initiation, but you may come into some battle. You may come into, people who don't agree with you, and remembering that we're still in Libra season and people are really working over that south karmic node of fate in Libra that is like learning how to not be codependent on other people, learning to make your own way. This is us getting a brand new ego and how we be in our day-to-day reality, and the I am courage and the guts, the balls, the huevos that it takes to do what we do is very ignited, and we'll have that newness of the node leave Aries and enter into Pisces on January the 11th. 111. Isn't that interesting? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Awesome. I created song joys. Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. Brat's here. Hey, Brat. How you guys doing? Okay, here we go. We're going to go on over and look at this chart. Got all my stuff up there. Gonna get that down. I kind of feel like this is off too. Let me get my stuff situated. There we go. I came in here half asleep. I barely got ready. I didn't even put hardly nothing on my face. Okay, TikTok, you want your puzzle piece? Here you go. Here you go. If you're on the TikTok, please double tap this screen. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Aries full moon happening October the 17th, 2024. That is this Thursday morning. Okay, so for your viewing pleasure, you definitely want to go out and look at the moon tomorrow night, because it'll be closer to being full tomorrow night than it will on the actual night. Okay, because this is a late degree moon. So Aries full moon happening October 17th, 6:26 a.m. On this chart, you may notice it's a little bit different, because I thought it was important to bring in the Decan rulers so that you have an understanding of the depths of the multifaceted layers that happen whenever we study the science of astrology, reminding you that astrology is not a belief system. It is not a religion. It is not something that we worship or praise or anything like that. It's just like, if you're going to learn how to speak Spanish, okay, it's a language. It's like music notes on a page. They all have different placements at different times to make a different frequency and a different sound. And all of these different, from the houses to the aspects to the actual astrological signs, all have their own characteristics and how they flow together, just like a piece of music would flow together for someone to create it, right? So that's where we are at with this. And I thought it was kind of important to pull in a different chart for you guys, so that and I'm not trying to get all advanced technical. So I want you to understand, I'm not a cookie cutter astrologer. I'm not like most astrologers. I'm just going to go with what my intuition guides me to tell you, versus, and I may be wrong sometimes, and other astrologers may be like, she's wrong on that, and that's okay. I don't care. I trust that every single thing that comes out of my mouth is what's supposed to be meant to be said in that moment. So with that said, I have studied Hellenistic astrology and evolutionary astrology, but I remember what it was like, how when I didn't know anything about all this, and I loved astrology, and I always kind of followed it and watched it here and there, but I could never understand what everything meant. So I do my best to try to make it real so that you can tangibly understand what it is that you're going to do in your life for this period of time. Okay? All right. So I got a lot of notes that I just want to make sure. Let's start with Venus. Let's start on the high note, shall we? I like that. So you got this full moon happening right here, opposite. See that? There's the sun, there's the moon, okay? But Venus is going to enter into Sagittarius the exact same day as this full moon, okay? So here is Venus at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree of Scorpio. Remember, Venus doesn't like to be in Scorpio. She doesn't operate as well. You may have had some money problems. You may have had some problems with relationships. You may have had problems with balance and duality, like you can't stand, you can't walk, you lose your stepping, lose your footing, feeling vertigo, feeling a little bit off, It's because there's Scorpio Venus here, but it's about to pop right on over here into Sagittarius later in the day. Remember, this is early in the morning. So that's a positive thing. So what is Venus in Sag? I wrote some notes. Venus is all about your cultures and your religions and your belief systems that are going to be highlighted through this. This is about an optimistic adventurer. This is about freedom in relationships. Now, there's a deeper meaning in relationships. There's a deeper meaning in travel. There's a deeper meaning in philosophy when Venus is in Sagittarius. I wouldn't necessarily say that a Venus in Sagittarius time frame would be the very best time to start up a brand new relationship, but it would be a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets real sexy. It gets real sexy. Venus is very sexy in Sagittarius. She's more spicy and maybe a little more aggressive kind of energy when she's in Scorpio, and she's more wanting to be in the cave, wanting to hang out, wanting to be in the dark and all that. And when she comes up in Sag, she's wanting to go, she's wanting to travel. She's wanting to see things and experience the beauty of life. But this is about real big visions and generosity. It's also about education. Like, it's a great time if you're wanting to start up some kind of new education and learning things for this period. But be very frugal, because this is not a frugal placement. So it can actually feel that energy of, I want to buy this, I want to get that, I want to invest in this. It'll give you that non-frugal attitude. So you got to kind of watch it on those things. But this is all about personal freedom. Long distance relationships could go very well during this time. Anyone or anything that's foreign to you, it's a really good time for that. To really indulge yourself in foreign cultures, places that are different, that you are not used to. It's a perfect time for that. This is about extravagance and exotic trips, exotic monies, and all of the beauty that life has to offer from going to different places. This is about being blunt. Venus in Sagittarius is going to be very blunt when it comes to money, love, relationships, values, self-value. Humanitarian women, I have a feeling that more and more of those people will be stepping up, stepping out. It's a good time for big humanitarian women to have their voice, to speak out on things. Now, we could have a little bit of travel issues, because we're dealing with all of the other stuff in the chart. Boat issues, ship issues, foreign affair type issues going on. Remembering that Arcturus is in the Bootes constellation there with the sun, okay? And Mars is opposite of that in Lyra. So Lyrans are really being activated as well through the Ishitimukai. So Ishitimukai, Ushitimukarahai, Ishitinuki Hinai. I can't stop. Okay. Okay. You may have come to some resolutions today with this mystic rectangle that we've been experiencing yesterday and today. You may have come to some more understanding of where you're going to initiate the transmutation that was ignited back in April. These things are coming forward now to be seen, but Mars is opposite Pluto, okay? So here we go with the sun, with Mercury, not too far off, but not in the same sign, okay? So that's kind of like underlining. But this sun is in the decan of Pluto. Pluto is deep, dark transformation, matter of fact, this must transform now or die, it's over type of energy. And the sun is in this decan. This is why I pulled these decans out. The sun is at 24 and 35 minutes. Arcturus is at 24 and 34 minutes. So you can see you can't get much tighter than that. It's off by a minute. That's it. That's really tight. So the sun is standing strongly. The light is shining strongly from Arcturians. The Arcturus energy is on deck, and they are here to support in the tens of thousands all around us. okay? Know this, ingrain this, because knowing this and ingraining this and using that energy through this period, you're going to see things will be a little easier. Things will come in a little softer. You'll have a little bit more patience, not to just do knee-jerk reaction, because the knee-jerk reaction is the Aries, okay? So here we go. We've got Aries moon over here with Eris moon Chiron, okay? Eris moon Chiron. Remember, Chiron was the reject that had to fend for himself. He was not wanted. Both his parents threw him out because he was a weird centaur, half man, half horse. Nobody wanted him, but he was brilliant and he taught himself. And then he ended up transforming himself to be the philosopher and deep guru, wise teacher of all the gods. Okay, there's a whole story on Chiron. I've told it multiple times, so you can go check those out. But Chiron is here again 6 months later, standing with the moon. This is the closest moon to our Earth, so it's going to even be more felt. And remember, moons are about coming to a completion. A full moon is coming to completion. A new moon is about seeding and initiation. But when you have a full moon with Chiron, with Eris, the goddess of discord, which I just explained all that. If you missed it and you're just signing in, you'll have to go back and see. I even have AI art to explain who she is. She's a powerhouse. And this is about standing up and being included. She wants everyone included. She wants herself included. You know, it's kind of a dark, almost like Black Moon Lilith, dark goddess Kali kind of energy, but it's more of a slyness. See, there's a very wise energy. It's not like Mars just coming in like the warrior and, you know, with his shield and his sword and battling through no matter what. No. She's wise. She's going to do it on the sly. You ain't going to know it until it's already happened. She kind of reminds me a lot of Scorpio energy in a way, you know, in coming from the dark to rise again. It's like, she's like, be damned, all of you that call us awkward, different, unwanted, thrown away because you happen to be a little bit different, tossed because you're not in their clique. It's this kind of energy, and it's being faced here by higher consciousness awareness. Now let's also talk about Juno, who is at 24 degrees and 2 minutes right there with this entire grouping, okay? Juno is about relationships, and it's about commitment in relationships. Juno, you know, it's the June bride, you know, and she's about the harvest, and she is the mother of the earth, you know. She's the energy that you call upon whenever you're wanting to go into a committed relationship. So she really honors the commitment, but sometimes honors the commitment over herself. So that's kind of the warning here. But I take this as the Arcturians are shining a light on their commitment to us. Now, there is a little wild card over here, of course. You have Black Moon Lilith in a wide-angled conjunction to this entire grouping of the Sun, Arcturus, and Juno. And Black Moon Lilith is not going to stand for being told what to do in any form or fashion. And then you have the South Karmic Node of Fate sitting right here, right ready. And it's been at 6 degrees forever. It's been many weeks now that it's sitting at 6 degrees. That's my North Node. I'm sorry, that's my moon. My Aries moon is at 6 degrees. So it's been sitting there. And this is saying future forward. You know, this is what we're moving into. This is where we're going. Whether you like it or not kind of energy. All right. So then over here is that's the South Node. That's what we're releasing. Over here is the North Node with Salacia. Salacia, remember, is I look at her as a Lumerian galactic mermaid. She's like siren energy. She is on the bottom of the sea dwelling. She rules all the sea dwellers that are on the bottom of the sea, and she also rules the light that comes through the water, the sparkle that you see on the water. So there is a light here saying future forward. There is a light that's coming deep from the sea. I do believe we will see much more sea things happening. Maybe maybe cracks in the earth that make new riverways, or hopefully no more hurricanes, because Lord knows we've had enough of those in this area of the United States. But I do feel the big waves are coming in some kind of an aggression, and remembering that when you're dealing with anything water, it is all tied to your emotions. And when you're dealing with Aries with water, you're talking aggressive emotions, aggressive, really needing to practice emotional integrity, emotional discipline, and picking and choosing your battles very wisely. So that's the basics of this, but I want to show you, get you a little bit deeper. The big cardinal grand cross. So cardinal energy, the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. All right. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn begin the seasons. That's when we have our Sabbath. Okay. And so this is kind of important. We have a cardinal grand cross happening in all of the cardinal signs with this moon. So you can see here, follow along. In fact, I think I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Where's the dot? Move up. There it is. There we go. So we have it right here from Mars over here, down here, up here. I'm going to try to get all that in. But you can see how all of this moon, the sun, Mars, and Pluto, okay, there's this cardinal grand cross right here. Boom, boom. So as Mars inches up this direction and continues to move up in degrees, but he's slowing, remember, because he's going to go retrograde at the beginning of next month. Pluto is now still vibrating and will stay at this degree until the end of the month. Just bare degree and minute, just sitting there, just vibrating, just death, destruction, mortification, decomposition, defecation, all of the, I'm seeing the vision of like a body that's been underneath the ground for a long period of time, or under the water for a long period of time. That is Pluto energy. And, speaking to such a powerful Chiron Eris moon, and speaking directly over to Arcturus, Juno, Black Moon Lilith, and the sun right here in Libra. The South Node is not with, I want to make it clear, the South Node and the North Node are not with, they're not close enough to be considered conjoined to this moon, but they are present and they matter. They matter a lot because we're almost done with this 18-month cycle. And this is kind of like, hey man, what you going to do about your home and your security and your family and where you're going to live and what you're going to do, how you're going to work, how you're going to talk to people. So now we're looking up here at Mars at 22 degrees of Cancer. Mars is the warrior. There's no else. Mars is our aggressions. It's our passions. It's how we create through fire. It's how we ignite. It's how we fight, and it's how we fuck. It's how we do all of our human ego type of stuff, right? And Mars at 22 degrees is in the Neptune decan of Cancer. Home, family, securities. This is all about where you live, what you do, how you take care of your home, you know, the foundations of your home even. It's your family lineage. It's you know, all of the tales that you get told through your grandparents or your family members. You know, it's knowing who you are. It's battling for who you are. It's getting very scorned and being extremely sensitive to those things. And when someone comes up against you, you're going to battle for it. There's like a battle energy. There's like a war cry. It's like a shamanic war cry from within, from the ancestors with this moon. And Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and that is higher consciousness awareness. That is bringing in knowledge and wisdom and giving it out to the world in a golden apple kind of way. Excuse me, let me be Eris for a minute and toss this apple out to you for the fairest. And then I'll just sit right back down over here in the corner to the wedding that I was not invited to and watch a war implode. You know, this is trickery. This is effery. This is not on the up and up types of energies. With that said, I started out with Venus because Venus moving into Sagittarius is going to help. It's going to assist with the energies because Venus is in this beautiful trine over here to Neptune. Your dreams, your fantasies, your creations, your art, your music, what you're doing with your life creatively is being supported financially in values, you know, like in how you value yourself. You could literally envision yourself differently during this time period if you took the initiative and you had the dedication to stay at it. That's my problem. I need to change my physical health. And that's partially why I'm taking some time off, because I need a reset. I have to reset myself because I have grinded this year. Like I've just grinded my work. I've just worked. And you can only do that for so long, and you've got to find a balance. You got to take a pause, especially if that sun is coming up into your 12th house right before your birthday. 30 days before your birthday, you're going to be tired. It's also a time to escape reality. So this is also an escapism Mars. Mars wanting to escape. Think of Mars the warrior on shrooms. You know what I'm saying? That's another layer to this cardinal grand cross of initiation and transmutation. This is transmutation. This is not transformation, although it could be, but we've already been going through that. This is now it's time to transmute the shit and move along. I do want to also show you one other thing while we're up in here. Remember Uranus, by the way. Okay, so here's Uranus. I'll show you on the next chart. Is this what? No, I want... All right, here we go. The moon is at a +5, okay? It's being supported. I want to show you that. And then, let's see where else. Mars is at a +1, okay? It's being supported. And the reason I'm going to say this is this is kind of something you can learn with astrology. So Mars is the ruler of this moon, right? If I hadn't said that, I'm sorry. I should have already said that. But this moon is the ruler of Cancer. So you see, they are speaking harmoniously to each other in support. So there is a big supportive action to take the initiation of the transmutation through a vision or through a creative vision that you have. You could really kick ass during this time to create something in your vision. Like, you know, we're all psychic, we're all intuitive, we all know things, right? So let it come through and then create. Don't wait, create. Ha! There it is. Don't wait, create. That's it. That is it right there. But that is about, you know, these two speaking in support to each other, you know. And then I also want to show you, oh, I got to do this, huh? So you can also see all these planets in retro. Jupiter's in retro, Saturn's in retro, Uranus is in retro, Neptune's in retro, Pluto is still going very, very slow. Chiron is in retro, okay? Black Moon, well, we don't really count Black Moon, Lilith, and Eris, but they're in retro too, as well. But all the other planets are hauling ass up here. The Moon, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And those are our inner world planets, right? They're closer to us, right? And this is on a day of Mercury in the hour of the moon. So there'll be a lot of communications that we're dealing with. And those communications are all going to depend upon how you respond. Respond, don't react. You know, I'm the worst at it too. I mean, I get it. I do. Okay, the next thing I want to do is right here, just so that you can see. There's 3 fire elements, there's 2 earth, there's 4 air, and 8 water, okay? And 9 cardinal, and 5 fixed, and 3 mutable. Get that. Water is all about emotions and intuition and vision and your guidance. Use your guidance through your vision. Feminine, there's a lot of feminine energy here. There's more feminine than there is masculine. So I see the rise of the feminine with this moon. There's going to be some kind of something coming, you know. And oh, I will also say this moon is happening 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Is it okay? So what is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 days. This moon is happening in conjunction to Camilla Harris' chart, because her birthday is this Sunday. And I'm not giving my thoughts on that. I'm staying with what I said at the very beginning of the year. And I don't do politics. If you're new, y'all, I just don't. I haven't for many years. I just don't go there. No judgment if you do. But I did say astrologically at the beginning of the year, through the intuition, that there's not going to be an old man president. That is not going to be an old man. There's just not. And I'm not for either one of them. I don't care about either one of them, to be honest with you. I care about our community. I care about our collective. I care about us creating a utopian society for our children. I care about this planet, and I care about how much love we have to offer and support each other. That's what I care about. All the other stuff is just crumbling, and it is going to continue to crumble, especially now that Pluto is direct and will be heading into Aquarius November the 19th. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We good? They said tell them about the seashells. Okay. I'm going to tell you about the seashells. I'm going to say, oh, looky there. There's the alien jellyfish right there. That's crazy. That's awesome. Okay. So, really quick, the Arcturians, if you're wanting to connect with them, use seashells. They love seashells. They find them fascinating because there are no seashells on Arcturus. They don't show up like ours. So, like a little sand dollar or a little seashell. It doesn't have to be big. Use the seashells to connect in with the Arcturians. They love them. They're fascinated by them. They love us. It's very different where they are. So, we love you very much. Oneshite Mukai, Onashe, Onekite Chito Mutake, Irshuruna Makai. Is he kicking or shiki or shiki or Rampakaka, you know, keep your shit. I'm one to get out of it. Oh, yes, you're going to get a good chicken. Oh, you know, 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 you know. We love the music. You see, the frequency of the vibration of the photons that fly, the flying photons that feel the flight of sound. Play your music, use your frequency, bring in your water elements like the shells. Utilize the water because the water is alive. Don't take your water for granted. Okay. Lots of tingles. Thank you. Lots of tingles. Lots and lots of tingles. Okay, so real quick, just want to give you like a week ahead. So your best days for this week ahead are going to be more like towards the 18th, 19th, although they're still going to be very complex. The moon will be in Taurus, so you'll feel a little more grounded. You'll feel a little more stable. There's a yod, so you could have some pressure and some intense moments on Friday. The moon, of course, is going to be what the moon is on Thursday. But this is kind of complex and tough to get through. But there's like some breakthroughs coming through on Saturday, I feel. And then by Sunday, there's just some awkwardness. And then you may have some hard blocks. Remember, I put Mars and the moon are a mutual reception. That's right, okay. This is a turning point Stargate that we're entering here. This is a turning point Stargate. Remember, this is the steps that you're meant to take. You've already chose this path. You already know which direction you're supposed to go, right? Have your compassion, your healing, your empathy for the situation because you're wise enough to know better. That Mars opposite Pluto is really building throughout the rest of October. Mars opposite Pluto is really hard. It's really tough. And we'll also start to feel the Mercury trine Saturn, which is exact on Monday. We'll start feeling that over the weekend now. So that's giving us a little bit of stability, a little bit of seriousness, a little bit of grace, a little bit of, like a foundation through our mental communications, hopefully it'll kind of calm some of this energy down a little bit. It's a big money weekend. I have a feeling we'll hear about the RV and the stocks and, there's some kind of money situation going to go down and maybe we don't even hear about it until Monday. Sudden emotions really early on Saturday morning. I would not advise Saturday morning being a super hard, tough morning. I would kind of like keep it super easy and in flow on Saturday morning. Let that moon come on through, and then it's going to enter. It's going to be opposite Venus by the evening because it'll have entered Gemini by mid-afternoon on Saturday. Really good time for travel, astral travel, behind the scenes travel as well. There's a lot of, that moon's got to cross Uranus. It's got a sextile Mars. It's in quincunx. There's a lot of aspects here that I won't go over because I know a lot of you don't understand that. But Trust me when I say it's kind of an awkward alien energy, which is cool because we can do that all day long, right? Blocks, communication, shut down, big distractions, water events. There's a non-focus, illusions and delusions. Hard to focus on Sunday. It's going to be kind of a let it go and let it flow type of time. We are weathering the soggy storms on Monday. Early morning uncertainty Monday, moody Monday on the 21st. By the midday, the mood is going to get a little bit better. I've been seeing a theme this past week, and a lot of the time the rough, tough stuff is coming in the mornings, and then by mid-afternoon, you're okay, I got through that. And I'm talking about emotional waves. I'm talking about we are all empaths. We're all intuitives. We're all psychic. We can all feel this stuff that's going on in the collective. If it's not happening to you personally, then you know somebody it's happening to, and then you can feel all that energy. The morning times have been a little bit more edgy, a little bit more, and you need to purge, you need to cry, you need to let it out. Whatever you got to do, go to the beach, yell, ground, sing, dance, stomp around, do what you got to do to get it out of your energy field. Midday's a better day. The Cancer moon hits the cardinal cross. Now remember that cardinal cross that I showed you in the astrology. Now different planets are going to come around and start hitting those. It's going to hit that same angle. And we're talking about more safety and home security. This is safety, home security. You're going to be hearing me say that over and over and over until April, because this is where we're at with this. It's all about your home, your family, your ancestry, your environment, and where you're living at that's being hit emotionally and aggressively. And being safe, feeling safe. You want to feel safe. We hear that, okay? Sheke mokai, shete, una kere shuna mai, una shete mokana he, una shete mokana hai. Alignments and trips are in the package. And then the 22nd next week is when the sun will enter into Scorpio. And it's a really good day next Tuesday, the 22nd, which also is a master number day, 22, right? Even though I'm not a big fan of the Gregorian calendar, it is. And that is the day where you can have better connections with people. If you're like, if you're thinking about, I need to go find a job, or I need to ask my wife about something and I'm kind of nervous about it, or I need to ask my boss for a raise, or I need some kind of something. I need to go and talk with the school principal about my kid or whatever. If you can wait until at least Monday afternoon or even Tuesday, I think you'll have a little bit better communications on asking things, because Mercury is trine Saturn, and that is communications are flowing better, and you can come to some serious revolutions. It's serious stuff on the 22nd. Okay, there you go, everybody. But just remember that goddess of discord in that moon is going to be no joke, man. This is no joke. Dangerous. This is fights for all, at all cost. Although there's a light of hope with the Arcturians shining the light. Sure are. Okay. Whew. No whammies. Troy says no whammies for this weekend. Big money. Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that in a long time, sir. That's a good one. That's right. No whammies. We're calling it right now. No whammies. That's cool. Okay, let's take a deep breath together and just kind of calm these energies, and we're going to move into the tarot read for the collective. Remembering, if I do elemental reads, it'll probably be more later in the week, maybe over the weekend or something, if I do them. But I do have a very special layout here for the collective read. I sure do. And I'll give you a little smudge. Remember, smudging your space. Smudge your space. If you don't have time to walk through all of your space, I was listening to Rion on Unite the Collective the other day. By the way, come join us. Myself and Sandra McGillis, maybe Tammy, Lynn, come join us in Sedona on March 29th, which just so happens to be the very last Aries eclipse. Yeah, we get one more Aries eclipse. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Another solar eclipse happens on the 29th, and we're going to be in Sedona. This is going to be like a 5-day. You want at least 5 days for this event, because not only are they having the 2-day event with Galactic Prom. Oh my gosh, Galactic Prom. I cannot even believe. I'm so excited. I've got the perfect dress. But Galactic Prom with other light warriors just like you. Come with us. Get your tickets early, because you get them a little cheaper if you get them early and get your ticket now. But yeah, we're going to be in Sedona that weekend of the 29th. DM me if you want more details. You can always go to the Unite the Collective, and they have all kinds of stuff out there showing you what they're doing. You can go watch Rion. He talks about it. But yeah, this is some crazy energies that we've been dealing with here, you know. So we have things to look forward to. In other words, you know, we got to get through this time period. But you know, once we get through that, I literally was writing down. Let me see if I still have it here. I'll tell you right now, because I wrote down right back here. Next year is going to be unprecedented. This is kind of like looking at peaking next year. All 4 outer planets are moving from feminine and to masculine signs, okay? They are forming a mini grand trine, and it's been 8,500 years since all of the planets have moved. So they've been in earth and water, heavy earth, heavy water emotions, you know, grounded in the fixation of 3D reality. It's kind of been this way for a very long time. And now by the end of 2026, all planets and the outer planets will have moved to air and fire. Okay, so they're moving out into this ignited, fast. Everything's going to be so fast, like your mind's going to get blown. All the technologies in our world is changing so fast. And if you're fighting against the technology, you need to look within and see why. Because let me tell you, that technology that's being created, it's part of us. The collective wouldn't have created it if it wasn't meant to be there. It's very scary, though. I get it. Lots of people lose their jobs, lots of things, but everyone has to evolve and shift. This is a planetary evolvement. This is why we came. Okay. I've got some other one, but February the 26th is a date to put on your calendar. Saturn and Neptune will be at 0 degrees of Aries together. Okay. This is happening over many months, okay? But the first initiation of them both being on the world point, the very first degree of the entire zodiac, this is what I consider, and many of us should consider, our actual new year. Saturn and Neptune will be at 0 degrees of Aries, okay? July of 2026 and June 2027, Neptune will be sextile Pluto, Neptune will be sextile Uranus, and Uranus will be in a trine to Pluto. Sextiles and trines are positive. We've been having lots of these really harsh squares and semi-squares and, you know, quincunxes that have been just kind of like this theme of the planets. But now that the outer planets are shifting, we're going to start to feel more harmony and be able to initiate and get reward. A sextile is about initiating and then getting the reward for your initiation. When you take the action, you will receive kind of energy. We are headed into a 2-year cycle. For 2 years, Uranus and Pluto will be trine. Uranus, the planet of the Great Awakener. Pluto, the planet of this must transform now or die. Lots of stuff being initiated and lots of stuff dying, letting go, moving on into a higher advanced mind, right? And that's because, you know, Uranus next year will also move into, in May, will move into Gemini. So that's going to be so, like, honest to God, I am so looking forward to Pluto in Aquarius, and I am so looking forward to Uranus in Gemini. That's going to be so much better for us all. I mean, it's really going to, I mean, there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be upheaval, but it's starting to begin to show us glimpses of what the many years to come will be. You'll start to see, like, you know, humanity, like technologies that heal people. Like, seriously, like, my son is paralyzed on both of his ankles and he walks with dead feet. And I know that there's got to be some kind of advanced technology to help him to be able to walk, you know, and there's going to be things, you know, maybe it's the med bed type things, but there's going to be things that are coming out that's going to assist. You know, think about these people, you know, that are maybe going through some kind of disease where they can't even speak. Well, there's be something that they can give them technology wise that enables them to speak where they once maybe couldn't speak all of their lives. Just saying, try and look at this without lenses of fear. It's all about the lens that you're looking in when it comes to the advanced technologies that are coming forward, because you can't stop it. So you must learn it and see how you can perceive it to not be, oh, it's so horrible, it's going to make us all, you know, killed by iRobot. Well, I'm sorry, who, you know, don't put that in your reality. All you got to do is say, not my reality. Not my reality. You're the only one here creating your own reality at all times anyway. You know, it's how you perceive things. It's a big change for humanity and technologies. And then Saturn is going to be sextile Pluto. With Saturn sextile Pluto, and these are long time, you know, sextiles and trines. Yes, with the big planets. Let's get it. Let's have some of that. Because when Saturn is in sextile to Pluto, you're going to see all kinds of new ways for mental illness to be healed. You're going to see all kinds of new ways of psychology, birthing, different ways that our mental health, which is struggling so bad in our population, can be cured. You know, old ways must die, the new must come in, and Saturn's going to solidify that. You know, Saturn in Aries. Pluto is completely opposite of what Aries, Pisces is where they are right now is completely opposite. You're talking about fire, cardinal fire, versus mutable, the most watery consciousness, out of consciousness sign there is. You know, it's a big shift, y'all. So we got some good things coming. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and look at these cards, and I'll show you what we're playing with tonight. All right, so you know I've got to do it. It's almost Scorpio season, so I bring out the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and we will play with the Tarot of Sexual Magic tonight. We are also going to pull in, we have just the major arcana of the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, just the major arcana, Sexual Magic. And then we're going to have some oracles that are different. This is a brand new oracle, the Character Oracle. I kind of like this. This is kind of like, has all these different characters. We're going to see what more wisdom we get pulling in a character. You know, it could be a teacher, professor, you know, a high priestess, wizard, or whatever. And then we have these new cards. I have never used these. I've just kind of played with them for a little bit this week. Angelarium. It's all the different angels in a very different way, you know? Lots of difference here. Okay. And then we also have the Galactic Heritage cards, which we will pull. The Galactic Heritage, we'll just pull one of those to see what the collective energy is. And then we also have the runes. And finally, we'll have the Astro Dice. The Astro Dice are here. So let's go ahead and clear the board. hear 3 high-pitched sounds of the tinctures. If you'd like to breathe in the frequency, I'm coding these with Arcturian Energy, Arcturian blue light, the blue source light. Calling in the guardians and the galactic gateway keepers, calling in the ancestors, calling on the elements, and honoring the directions, honoring the ether of spirit as we tap into the collective realm now. What do we have for the collective here? We have the 10 of Cups. I'm going to zoom this in for you guys so you can see it nice and close. There we go. The 10 of Cups to begin. The 10 of Cups is a really good card to begin with, y'all. The 10 of Cups, that is a wish fulfillment. That is emotional contentment. That is being intuitively lit, knowing which choices to make from the heart center, being a heart leader. It's really good to begin. And the challenge position is the 6 of Wands, another very positive card. A 6 of Wands is really feeling as though you're getting accolades and understanding and having that deep understanding within self that you've accomplished something good. So the challenge here is to feel accomplished and how far we've come. Followed by the Hermit. Yeah. So everybody's in a stasis period. You know, the Hermit card is often, I'd rather go deep within than deal with you people. You know, there's a lot of people that are just like, I don't want to deal with this no more. I'm going within. You know, that's the energy I get from it. But it could also be, you know, you having to go within, you being forced to go within. Maybe you weren't expecting to have to go within, and then you had to, you know. Followed by the 6 of Swords. So now we have 2 6s on the board here. 2 6s on the board. Outside of you, there may be somebody who's leaving. There's somebody who's leaving, and it's kind of stressful, but in order for the situation to get calmer, in order for the waters to calm, waters being your emotions, that person has to leave. They're being ejected from your life, whether literally or physically or mentally, you know, that they are having to go. And it could be not just a group of people, but it could also be you know, with like your partner or your best friend or a tribe or a work situation. Followed by the 5 of Cups. Then there comes the sadness and the grief and the loss. And, you know, this is being so lost in your grief that you just simply cannot see any way forward. You know, the nice thing about the 5 of Cups is that there's always still 2 cups, you know, behind you. You just got to look in a different direction. It was like me talking to you about changing the lens that you see things, because often how you're seeing things is how it's showing up, right? But if you purposely say, you know what, hold on, I'm not going to look at that robot as something that's going to come and kill me. I'm going to look at that robot as something that's going to come and help me. You know, I have a back and neck injury. Oh, how great it would be to have someone carry my groceries, have someone help me with the housework, have someone help me to assist me to do my job so that I could do my job more efficiently. It's just an example, but it did come up this week. see what else we got here. You must, this is about self-worth. This is about knowing that you already have everything that you need and how you are perceiving yourself. You know, are you going to perceive yourself as the woman in the cave in the dark, chained to the wall as the waters rise? Are you going to perceive yourself as the warrior that battles and comes in and gets her ass smacked? You know what I'm saying? Like, I deserve that. Smack it. I mean, yeah, they're sexual cards. I get it. At the end here, you have the Nine of Wands. This is the hero's journey. Okay. So the hero's journey, the Nine of Wands, hero's journey right there. Nine of Wands. Okay. Doesn't even want to come in clear right now. It's kind of strange. Interesting. So the hero's journey is here to tell you, you know, you can't give up. You know, you may be beaten. You may have gone through hell and back to get where you're at. You know, and we have, haven't we? We sure have. But it's about having that Aries edge, that Aries moon drive to just continue through what needs to be done to get to the other side, because you have everything. You know, the Ten of Cups is complete fulfillment. Complete fulfillment. Having everything that you could ever want. This is a wish card. Make a wish now. Set the intention. Bring it in. Visions. Lots of visionary work. Good right now. But I get it. There's a lot of people wanting to stay within, and there's a lot of people really hurt because there's people that are leaving. There's people that are dying. There's people that are going. And grief is hard, and you got to honor that grief process, right? Losing anything is hard. But it doesn't have to be hard for long. You have to be the one to shift yourself. And if that just means you just take a slither of something that brings you joy while you're in the midst of grief to just help kind of bring in the joy frequency, music, dance, you know, art, whatever it is for you, your children, your grandchildren, seeing this, you know, there's nothing like these young star seeds that have come through. These young star children, they don't have karma, because they don't have lifetimes here built up on earth. There's a lot of people that, like I told you, started in 2020. A lot of people started really clearing the karma. And we've gotten through a lot of karmic clearing here. We've still got more to go, but we've gotten through a lot of that. Those kids that come in, they're just innocent. They're innocent star beings in a flesh suit. They don't have all that karma. And I heard something else this week. 70% of the Earth's population is 30 or under. Isn't that crazy? So, like, all these young starseeds are going to grow up, and our world is going to be changed completely. Completely. More so, this evolution of man is more so advanced in a faster way than any. I mean, just think about how it changed before when we didn't have internet, and then all of a sudden had internet. It's that kinds of changes. Something's going to happen where it's like completely new, completely different, changes everybody's life forever. This is that kind of an energy. From now all the way through 2026, those are the periods. On the bottom here, you got the Five of Pentacles. So you got 2 5s and 2 6s. 5s are change. 5s are sudden change. And the Five of Pentacles is feeling left out, feeling broke, feeling pissed that you're broke, feeling like you don't have enough, feeling lack. But often I say, when you get the Five of Pentacles, you got to think about you got to find other ways of help. You got to find other ways to help yourself, other ways of assistance. You got to think outside the box. Why? Because of the Two of Swords. It was a choice. We all made a choice. Remember, this is a turning point moon. There's a choice to be made. There's a choice. What else? The Knight of Pentacles. You know, because before we were just inching along super slow, Communications and messages. You can look at this as like before the internet. Okay? Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. Everything happens like this. We're not in that no more. We made the choice. Now we're living out the crumbling of that choice. We are time travelers. We are not from this time. We're not from here. We're here to redo it. Make it right. So that the world doesn't implode upon itself. All right, let's also, just to get a little bit more knowledge, we're going to do these, what are they called? Angularium cards. And first, we're going to do these characters. Which character wants to come through for the collective? Which characters want to come through for the collective, please? Ishikimwokai. Inishite. Alright, characters. Homeless. Unemployment, solitude, hunger, bankruptcy, and wandering. It's going to be a real tough time this next 6 months. It's going to be hard to see. It's going to be hard to support ourselves. What else? These two. But we also got genius, the bearer of gifts, extraordinary intellect, innovative mind, exceptional abilities. You're going to have to make a choice if you're going to be the genius or the homeless. I've been saying it for, I know, at least a year. We have to jump on board with the advanced technology. And then you got friend, the keeper of trust, companion, support, and sharing joy. Who are your friends? Sometimes you can't call on family when you're different, right? Sometimes family doesn't get it. So you got to have a tribe. You can be part of our Sparkle tribe. We love you, no matter. I feel like I'm really talking to somebody new here. There you go. Okay. Let's also get the Angularium. Which angel wants to come through? What angel presence do we have? Raziel. Raziel, the angel of mysteries. Raziel. Look at these cards. Are they not to die? They're so advanced and beautiful. Raziel. So Raziel is always going to be there to help those that are crossing. So if you have somebody who's passing away or has passed away or will pass away, Raziel is going to be the one to call on. I don't understand what's going on with that camera today. I think it's because I changed the lighting up in here. Huh, okay. Maybe we need to change the lighting back the way it was. Sorry about that. Oh, on the bottom, Chokima, the right eye of wisdom. Chokima, the right eye of wisdom. So that's finding your wisdom through the dark. That's fighting the shadow, you know. So this hand, because so like when you're doing any energy work, right? Okay. So this hand, even though that's your night side and that's your shadow side, right? And then this is your light side and your yes side. This is your no side. This is your yes side when you're getting tones or frequencies or whatever. But this hand, when you're moving energy, this is the one that's the receiver. This is the receiver. And then you flow it in the energy field, never in the physical body, but in the energy field that goes around you. Then you flow it and you give it out. Give it out. So taking it, giving it out. Taking it, and I'm giving it out. You see? Shikamwakai. Gabriel, the angel of heralds. So you've got Gabriel here as well. So those are some big, whichever one of these you resonate with, I'm going to go ahead and tell you to intuitively do an online search. Breathe in the mouth, in the light, and out the shadow 3 times before you search. Highest self now, highest self now, highest self now, and then search. And I want you to go search these. And whatever you're intuitively led to first is going to be a specific message for you. Ishetemoy? Ishetemokai? Yep. Yes. Thank you. Now, we are also, which major arcana for the collective? Major arcanas only, please. What's that smell? It smells like wet dog. All of a sudden. It smells like a wet dog. You know how a wet dog smells kind of pungent-y? Got this pungent smell. I thought it was a death smell first. But this more smells like a wet dog. Whatever that means to any of you. Smelling the wet dog. Interesting. Well, Canis Major is, I believe, where Gabriel is. Because that's Regulus in Leo at 29 degrees. So yeah, interesting. Canis Major, and some of you may have that Regulus energy. The Emperor, sovereignty. You can't make it up. Okay, so out of 21 cards, actually there's 22 because there's an extra in these cards. Of the major cards, I'm just pulling one, right? Remember? We got the Emperor, which is Aries. That is Aries. Large and in charge and in control. Grounded in fire, passion, and spirit, but calm. Very calm. You know, the Emperor often doesn't get up in the battle, right? He's got other people to battle for him. Embody the Emperor energy. Embody the passion of the initiation and the transmutation. We've done enough transformation. It's transmutation, and it's done in this super integral matter of fact. This is it. This is how it is, my loves. It's not an easy stage to go through by any means. There's going to be a lot of grief, a lot of loss, a lot of death. But remember, we are also reprogramming the human's mind to release the reptilian brain and allow higher consciousness mentality to come through, to where you're not living from here, you're living here. This is the heart mind. This is why I wore this shirt today, because that's where your higher cosmic heart is, right there. Right there. That's where you enter and leave the body, right there. Tap in there, my loves, before you move forward in a direction. Remember, this is a very knee-jerk reaction. There's a lot of people that are not going to understand what's going on. But this is all this stuff that has to happen in order for us to get to the place we got to go, right? Okay. And finally, this is going to be interesting. We have, I think there's like 90-something cards to this deck. This is the Galactic Heritage cards. So, calling in the Galactics, Arcturians, Lyrans, Sirens, Orions, Pleiadians, Eshetemun Kakinu Shiti, Anaka Eshetemun Nake. Yeah, Shete. You got Lyra. Oh, there's 2 there, I think. Yep. Self-observance, number 67. And the hive mind is sectatoid. So you got number 29, the hive mind. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm holding it upside down. And self-observance, number 67. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And 6 plus 7 is 11. So there's your universal number 1111 code, my loves. Thank you. That was a good draw, guys. Okay, so Lyra is the future, and your hive mind insectoid is the parallel. Okay, so remember, in linear time, we perceive things as the future, but the hive mind knows that everything is all now and everything is parallel. Every single existence, every single aspect of self that's connected to the whole is all happening now within the hive mind, right? So we are going to read a little bit of each of these because I think it'll be interesting. 67 and 29. So we're going to start with 67 because that was the first one that we saw. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. Self-observance. After much struggle as a species, the Lyrans eventually healed themselves by honesty and objectively observing themselves. They healed themselves by observing themselves. We are very much doing this now. At first, this can be difficult, but in the end, it leads to a powerful transmutation as long as it's done without judgment. The power of self-observation, is essential for any person or species who seeks transformation. Begin this process now. Just observe. See your habits and patterns without needing to fix anything. It is an alchemical process that produces spiritual evolution on a profound level. The love and wisdom of the Lyran forefathers can guide you. Just ask them. The Lyran time stream represents the Lyran culture after they healed their karma and their challenges of the past when they were young species. When a culture enters the phase of species maturity, it is like a renaissance. Consciousness begins to shift. They begin entering the galactic community from a place of respect and with a vision of the unified whole of creation rather than the individual planet or species. This is what I've been speaking to. This card is very important because Earth has just begun making its first tiny steps towards species maturity like the Lyran forefathers. One of the most essential aspects of expressing maturity is the ability to see oneself clearly, to see the negative as well as the positive and embrace it all as a valuable growth lesson. It requires maturity to see things that need to be changed about yourself and then implement those sometimes painful changes in order to experience a rebirth. We are in a rebirth. This is such a powerful time for us. This is such a monumental state of being. Even the hard stuff is so monumental. I felt that. 29 degrees, the hive mind. 29 degrees, the hive mind. And 29 degrees is where I was just talking about Regulus being with Archangel Gabriel, the fixed star of Regulus. That's crazy. So 29. The hive mind. There are many extraterrestrial insectoid species that have contacted Earth for thousands of years. They are peaceful and have a harmonious society that is based on the idea of a group thinking as one. Most humans shun the idea of loss of individuality, but can also be a freeing experience whereby the ego no longer dominates one's reality. Since all consciousness is ultimately one anyway, insectoid beings reflect this truth. You have connected with these beings in the past, and their energy is now asking you to remember the oneness that lies underneath the illusions of separation. This is a very archetypal card that has less to do with the specific ET species and more to do with our relationship to the universe. One of the greatest human fears is losing our individuality. Yet, in order to evolve and survive, as a species, we will need to embrace group consciousness in a constructive and harmonious way. There are numerous species in creation, insectoid and others, whose society based on the hive mind or the community-oriented structure. To some degree, even Zeta Reticuli, and I can vouch for this because I have channeled them before, species has this consciousness, and the power of the whole has been what has ultimately saved their species from extinction. On Earth now, our individuality and attachment to our ego's opinions are destroying us. This card asks us to look how we can relinquish the habitual need to cling to individuality in favor of embracing a more collective universe outlook. We can start at the community level and move outward to the planetary one. The truth is that we are all connected, no matter how far we feel. Denying this only prolongs the inevitable shift needed to move to the next level of our evolution. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's it right there. The hive mind. Okay, so we're going to do the runes. Calling in the Norse god Odin. Calling in the Norse goddess Freya. I'm going to put this over here so I can see. All right, here we go. Calling in the runes. Calling in the runes. To further this collective read, what do the runes have to say? Please guide the hand. Thank you. 2, 3. Okay, so the first one that we have is Ika, meaning delays, at a standstill, stopping in action. So you got Inca, for those of you on TikTok, stopping, stillness, sustaining. You know, this is slowing it down. Slowing it down, not moving anywhere. And the next one that we have is Iwas, meaning the horse and progression and teamwork. This is change. So we've been at a standstill for so long. We've been holding it down and sustaining. And then we have Iwas, meaning get on your horse and ride. You know, let's go with it. We are progressing forward as a team, as a hive mind. We must all, and I know hive mind to you probably is like, oh no, I don't want to be all controlled. No, it's about having heart coherence. And everyone in their heart knows what to do next. And there is no reason to battle. I swear I have embodied this, felt this, lived this. So have you. Remember who you are. This is how we lived with the Lumerians. As Lumerian beings, we were all in heart coherence to where we could just know what to do, when to do, and everything flowed and everything was cool. We were at peace. And Manaz, meaning man. Manaz. We got Manaz, meaning man. This is the self. This is the inner self. This is the ego, the development, of the self. That soul searching of man. Manas. Manas. Do you see how the progression is moving? It went from stillness to sudden change, possible crisis, to pulling in on the inner self so that we can all have that heart coherence, so we can develop. We're developing a human consciousness, accelerated, like kind of like ego, but not ego. But the man is about ego, you know? And Aries rules our ego, and we're in this Aries, like, super moon, biggest moon of the year, that's almost like an eclipse energy. So, I mean, it's powerful. All right. I'm going to blow on the dice, and we'll see finally what the dice have to say for the collective read. Woo! Those went spinning too. Okay, so the first one we have is Gemini. So we have Gemini. And we have Uranus. Holy shit. Or no, is that Pluto? Hold on, my eyes are not so great. Oh, that's Pluto, excuse me. Gemini, Pluto, and the 6th house. Okay, so just so you guys can see on TikTok, if you're here, I'll just show you one. It's just the astrology dice, see? The decahedron. So, Gemini is about your immediate community. Gemini is all about everything that's happening right around you, right? It's about your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, and it's like your extended family, right? And Pluto is about transformation. It's about death. It's about letting go. It's about releasing. And the 6th house is about health and wellness. It's also about crisis and wellness, crisis and health. The more we understand, the more we understand that death is not the end, and that when things are coming to an end around us, whether actual death, unalive, letting go, it's just a transmutation. It's a transition from one essence of being to the other. And I feel like this whole programming that humanity has been given about our health and wellness has to change. It has to be different now. We have to realize that we're already well. We're already one. We're already here doing this, right? We're already beyond well, We are already in a higher dimensional field. Holy cow. And our ancestors are us. And the people ahead of us are us. It's all us. So amazing. Healing the collective family. We are family. Yes, ma'am. Higher collective mind. That's right. All right. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tonight. And I hope... Oh, what? Hold on. I guess the jellyfish wanted to pop back in there. Isn't that funny? That cracks me up when stuff like that happens. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. All of the replay is on YouTube if you missed like the astrology and the space weather and everything that we went over, if you're just logging in. So just back it on up. Chanda Sparkles Astrology on YouTube. Please give me a comment in the description on the replay. I really appreciate it. Let me know what resonated. Let me if you have any questions or anything, and if you want to book a session or you want to give me a cup of coffee, all of my links are listed below. I really appreciate it because I am not monetized. So I love you all so very much. God bumps. Coralie says, I got God bumps, so I'm seeing you later. I love that Lyra came up too. Me too. Good night, everybody. Love you, love you, love you so much. Yes. Okay. I'm going to say bye to everybody on TikTok. See you next time. Take care. Bye. Okay. All right. Remember, as you go through the turmoils, to walk in the light and spread the sparkle. You are the God spark. You are the God spark. You are the God spark. You're very appreciated. I'm trying to hit a goal. I need watch time hours. So if you're here, please just let one of my playlists on YouTube just play, even if you've got to turn the volume down and do something else. Just let them play. If I make it by the end of this year, I'll finally be able to be monetized. I have to get so many watch time hours. So, all right. Love you guys. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. I will pop in here and there on my vacay, but I'm just going to take a little time for me. So I love you all. Talk to you soon.